I mean, you know me, Grady. I'm a sales guy, so I think sales is the most important skill to have, but I think marketing is a very close second. And I think a lot of people would argue that marketing is more important. And you can't really have one without the other. So I'd love for you to talk about just anything you have to share with people that are on this call that are valuable takeaways for how they become better marketers, of themselves, of their business, of whatever they're doing. But to become more prolific marketers will make them a ton of money. For the last couple, 2, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, can you give everyone some tips on, kind of what marketing means to you and why it's important and, how people should be thinking about marketing themselves, as a producer and as a business owner?
Well, 2, 3 minutes, I might go a little bit longer, but I'm going to do my best.
Whatever, 5 minutes, whatever you
Okay.
got.
All right. Well, I can talk about marketing forever because I came into this without knowing anything. And my micro background on marketing is I spent a lot of time in MLMs learning about human connection and speaking in front of the room and personal development and the way people think. And then I did software for a long time where the whole thing was online marketing, from text to email to Facebook to YouTube to podcasts to everything. And that business wasn't successful, but I learned a ton because I took all that and then I found FFL, and the big dude upstairs said, it's time to stop suffering, Grady. You can ascend now. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. Right. So no jokes. Okay. So here's my concept on marketing, right? And this is some simple stuff. And if you take something away, take these specific words. Your goal in marketing is to create an entity that people want to be a part of. That's your goal. That's the simplicity of marketing, right? Create something that people want to be a part of. Agents coming to you, right? People buy you, so being authentic and leveling yourself up as they watch you ascend puts you in a position where you don't sound like everyone else, right? If you listen to a lot of these personal development speakers or business coaches or mindset guys or gurus or whatever, people that built a business in some capacity and now teach you how to then evolve a business, they all say the same things. They just say it differently. They all have a thesaurus, right? So that concept rings true here. Is most people, society, are looking for someone that they can trust and follow. Someone who speaks a little bit differently, someone who speaks positive. No one joins negative people, right? So speaking positive, but then putting yourself in a position where you're creating a brand. Now, I have FFL America, you have FFL Capital, but you also have, is it Twardowski Enterprises?
Yeah, Twardowski Enterprises Insurance Agency,
That's
which
good.
no one knows of, right?
Yeah, exactly. So in a marketing concept, like let's make it as simple as possible. Marketing yourself, right? Your simple name, Grady Polcyn, Zach Twardowski, 2 unique names. If you got John Smith, well, do John the broker. I don't know, do Stacy the broker, right? Something simple that you can market, but also like the goal of good marketing is creating stuff that people want to see and even more so want to share. So for me, one of my biggest directions is I understood YouTube from a capacity that YouTube is owned by the #1 search engine in the world. It's the 2nd largest search engine in the world, and it's indexable. So the stuff we post on Facebook and Instagram essentially dies within 5 to 12 hours. It's cool for a minute, but it dies. And so can things go viral on a reel or a YouTube short or a TikTok? Sure. And you should create content there. But my advice is if you have the chops or you're passionate about your business, you're passionate about what you're doing, you should be creating YouTube videos, giving insurance insight training, giving how to overcome the 4 main objections, understanding living benefits, what a whole life policy is, what a term policy is. Like if you're an insurance agent, you're an insurance broker, and you're trying to attract, ideally my goal of my marketing is to attract other agents to me. I'm not trying to attract clients. I can buy leads to get clients. I can work my book that I've built up 1,000 clients if I want, and ask for referrals and go rework my business and see who needs more policies if I want clients. Like, so your goal in the FFL world is understanding that I can buy leads to procure income to make sales, but I can't build an agency. I can't, the agent buying lead pool is really lean, unless you're running some sort of like a Facebook ad campaign, or you create YouTube quality content, and then people who are out there, because if you search insurance, there's 2 million agents, right, that are looking for something, or people that sell other avenues and want to look at what would be a better industry, right? What is your background? I'm Easton, right? I used to work at enterprise, and now I own an enterprise, right? Find out how. I mean, that was terrible, but
I think it was pretty good. Yeah.
But it's, learn what I did to buy my first home in 12 months, starting my new career. I mean, that's a simple image on a YouTube thumbnail, and then the title. But the concept is, guys, it's not like, it doesn't have to be this epic, incredible thing. You just have to do it, right? So if it's a 4-minute training or a 12-minute training, or I do sometimes 20-minute ones where I interview people consistently, and then creating volume is where now you've got a lot of little baby hooks out there in the water. And when someone's searching, how do I sell mortgage protection? How do I sell final expense? How do I sell a whole life? How do I sell, like if you haven't started a YouTube channel, these are 10 simple videos that you could start with making. And if you sold any amount of insurance with us, like you sold 20, 30 families with us before, these would be simple videos for you to make, sit down at your computer, record them, and start to post them, and then share them with your new agents. One of my greatest recruiting tools is, I would say, here's a training video I do. You can see how I get people started. And here's an overview video. Check these 2 things out. If you like what you see, give me a call. Like, I'm not chasing people. I'm trying to get hundreds, if not thousands, of hooks in the water, and then creating an entity, as we come back to the top, an entity that people want to be a part of. And so, I mean, I could talk at marketing at length, but once you do that, your goal is to then put them on email lists. You can drip on them in perpetuity, getting your team into a text list so you can get communication with them fast. But maybe we do a deeper marketing call another time. But that would be
we should.
We definitely will. My simplest advice for anyone who wants to create more agents coming to them is utilizing YouTube, because I can't. Instagram, all these are great. They're fun, and all the pictures and cars and whatever the heck we will follow that Instagram goes, more of this stuff right now, But if you can create content that then doesn't die, because Facebook, it dies, Instagram, it dies. X, is that did Elon rename?
Twitter's X, yeah. I don't know if the name's still Twitter or not, but
I want to be that rich. X. I could just rename a $44 billion company. That's a goal.
Well, first he just bought it, and then he just said, you know what, I'll just rename it. So.
I'm going to rename it. So there's some goals, guys. Start to create some things, but then what you're also doing is you're creating a library of training that then where you can help your direct agents so they can see how you do it. If you have success, then it's easy to be able to coach, right? I have a new girl I was talking to yesterday. She sells about 30 families a month. I helped her out with some new agents. And I was like, here, the secret is you already know how to do it, and you're confident with the way you do it. So just teach them your way, and then you're going to be confident when they're going through it. These are some simple adages. So hope that was helpful, guys.
No, it is. And I think one thing I missed, and one thing, I don't know if you missed or not, but I wish I had documented more of what it was like going through the struggle. Because like once you make it to the other side and you get good at selling, it's new people don't relate to it as much, right? But I think back all the time on what it was like, and I remember like the frustration of, in that time, like I literally remember being in the old car I had in Charleston, South Carolina, and all day getting no-showed and like literally like punching the roof. And like I wish I had documented that, like but like still then the next day going out and selling 3 or 4 people, right? So I would encourage people, someone on here will do it, I'm sure. Like, but if someone could document the whole way, like it'd be so relatable to people that are getting started or even looking at getting started. And they're like, oh, okay, like that guy failed, but he figured it out, like all good. And that's what I wish I had, because you can't fabricate that, but I wish I had documented that, because there was some awesome, like looking back on it, didn't seem awesome at the time, but looking back now, I'm like, man, like there was times I slept on the side of the road. Like there was all kinds of crazy, wild stuff we all did to make this thing work in the beginning. And so I would encourage people just to start, just documenting what they're doing, what they're going through. You don't even have to post it, just keep it, because you might want to post it later, right?
Dude, if we could go back to only in person, our production would explode. Yeah. It would. You're a killer. You're just there. You don't make one sale at 10 o'clock in the morning and then go, let's go to brunch. It doesn't But you know, dude, the good old days. The good old days of grinding, because because you're not going to go home. I'm not going back to Chantel at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I had 8 appointments. I'm
No,
going
hell
to
no.
pull over at a Walmart under a tree and get my Chick-fil-A salad, eat it, and then call the leads that are sitting on my passenger seat floor and try to get in a home. And that's the business. So guys, I
Yeah.
think with Zach's, you know, the bigger thing is, you know, work really, really hard. And the work is trying to connect with clients and solve their problems. That's what we do. We get paid for solving people's problems. Agents, a problem that they don't have an income stream that's like ours, and clients who don't have protection. That's why they filled a lead card, right? It would be real hard business if we ripped out a page of the white pages and said, start dialing, you know, that would be a hard business. But these people actually requested coverage. So it's pretty incredible. So
One thing I'll end with, just because I want to share something really cool that you just mentioned, like ripping out a page of the white page. We have an agent on our team named Jorge who lives in Houston, who's probably on here. He's always on here. And he doesn't do that, but he only door knocks, like not leads. He just finds neighborhoods in apartment complexes and door knocks, and he sells at least 40 policies a month doing that. And I was in Houston yesterday. I live in Austin now, which is hot. I was in Houston yesterday. It was like 5 degrees hotter and like twice as humid.
Oh yeah.
And all summer long, he's out there door knocking all day long. So, you know, like Grady said, if you want to make it work bad enough, you will. And if you don't want to make it work, you won't. And, you know, become a great marketer. So I appreciate it, Grady. And thank you for your time today, man.
Always, brother. Happy to be here.